Hey everyone, today we're slashing through another 8 movies to determine which 4 continue on to the next round of this showdown. If you've been following along, you know that I've had to make some pretty upsetting decisions along the way, and this part will be no exception. To start us off, we're making our final choice for the family movies category with Home Alone versus It's a Wonderful Life. These are 2 of the most famous Christmas movies ever made, and they really couldn't be more different. It's a Wonderful Life came out over 40 years before Home Alone and will be watched by people for generations to come. It's largely considered one of the best movies ever made and has some classic film moments. Home Alone hasn't had nearly as much time pass, but it is a modern classic in its own right. Jimmy Stewart is a timeless leading man, and Macaulay Culkin is one of the most famous child stars of all time. Both of these movies have some incredibly touching moments. Where Home Alone is full of slapstick humor, It's a Wonderful Life has some painfully serious parts. At the end of the day, though, I will never get over how much I enjoy Home Alone. And whereas It's a Wonderful Life is without a doubt the better movie, Home Alone is just a better Christmas movie. I may be letting nostalgia win here, but I'm okay with that. And now it's time to determine our number 1 animated movie. For this bracket, we're looking at Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights versus Claus. I'm sure a lot of people would be surprised, considering all the classic Christmas cartoons out there, that my 2 finalists are more modern movies. And probably not what people consider to be classics at all. But if you haven't seen either of these, I urge you to check them out. Claus probably won't take as much convincing, but I truly believe that when given a chance, 8 Crazy Nights is underappreciated at least. Between the 2 of these, I think 8 Crazy Nights is the funnier movie. It's one of the last times I believe that Adam Sandler really put any real work into a movie. It's also very, very sweet and has a ton of heart. I've also mentioned the music before, but it's very well written from beginning to end. With all that said, Claus is a special film. I'm a massive Pixar fanboy, but this movie got shafted when it lost to Toy Story 4 for Best Animated Feature. Beyond the stunning animation, the cast is amazing, the story is gripping, and this is one that I think will catch on more and more each year. I love The Sandman, but this one goes to Claus. Moving on, up for the number 1 spot in the kids' movie section, we have The Santa Claus versus Miracle on 34th Street. I mentioned in one of my other videos that I recently had a chance to re-watch Miracle on 34th Street and was blown away by how much I loved it. I know it's somewhat ignorant to admit, but I often find the acting in older movies to be distracting, and especially with child actors, it's hard to look past the choices that were made in these films. But I really got swept away with this one. Kris Kringle is just incredibly sweet in all his interactions, and watching him and the people who believe in him defend the idea that he's not a crazy old man is a lot of fun. But watching Tim Allen Scott Calvin try to convince others and himself that he isn't Santa Claus is just way more fun. The Santa Claus is an absolutely magical film, and it's hard for me to even picture Christmas without thinking of Tim Allen stumbling down the chimneys on his first night as Santa. This is another situation where being a classic doesn't make it a better movie for me, so The Santa Claus is my winner here. And for our last category, Christmas movies made for adults, we're looking at Scrooged versus National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, starring some all-time comedy legends. Scrooged is a modern take on A Christmas Carol, while Christmas Vacation is a purely original story. Watching Chevy Chase try so hard to pull off a Christmas to remember for his whole family while simultaneously being shafted by his company is truly a thing to see. Few things are as funny as watching Chevy Chase become unhinged, except seeing him slowly become unhinged in real life. The main thing that sets Scrooged apart, however, is the heart. As with any good adaptation of A Christmas Carol, Bill Murray's character Frank has to face his past, present, and potential future, and that journey is not only funny, but very sweet. Bill Murray has a charm that few can match, and watching him redeem himself after a life of poorer and poorer moral decisions is a really great journey. Scrooged takes this one for me. Well, folks, we are now down to our top 4. Only 2 more rounds until we decide our winner. I'm sure you either can't wait to see who the winner will be, or you are cursing violently because of all the bad choices I've made. Either way, tune in next time and see who makes it to the top 2. Thanks.